little short history of Lithuania. We are a country now today. I'm going to say about the size of West Virginia, because that's about how long it took us to drive through it when we were there for the 1,000-year anniversary. And it's situated on the Baltic Sea, underneath, the Scandinavian countries. We border Poland and Belarus, and then the little enclave on the Curonian Spit, which is where our amber comes from. The Russians seem to have kept after the Soviet Union breakup, which Lithuania was the mouse that roared, and we were the first country to declare independence from Soviet Union. Even though when Russia took us in 1940 through the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which was Stalin and Hitler decided that they were going to divvy up the Eastern European countries the way they wanted them, and they set all the rules and then invaded us, and then the rest is history. Our president at the time, it seems very parallel with what's going on today, our president at the time, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in October of 1940, this is a few months after June 14th, 1940, made a statement that said, oh, well, this is only a temporary thing. Well, that temporary thing ended up lasting 50 years, and we all know what happened. And so anyway, Lithuania is an ancient country. We are the oldest living language, the European language. We date back to Indo-Sanskrit, which is because of the amber that was found in the Baltic Sea along the coast of present-day Lithuania. And amber has been found in the tombs of Egyptian kings. It was a big deal in the Roman Empire. I'm wearing it. Virginia's wearing it. This room is called the Gintaras, which is the amber, and amber is our lifeline. So as the tribes went up through Africa and dropped off themselves in different countries, we have acquired our culture as it is. So
also see amber in a lot of the artwork.
Yes. So it's also a very medicinal. It's a natural. It's not a gem. It's in the ocean. It's fossilized resin. The more valuable it is, what makes it the most valuable is if it's golden or what they call butterscotch whitish yellow, and if it has an inclusion, if it has some kind of fossil. If you recall Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs were cloned out of the DNA that was left behind in the amber because it's fossilized and perfectly preserved. So today, because it's been so overmined by the Russians in the Kaliningrad region, it is more like stones right now. It looks like stones, but it's quite lovely. It's greenish, brownish, black. It's quite beautiful. Anyway, we're very proud of our amber. It's gorgeous, and we have one of the most remarkable amber museums in Europe, in the town of Palanga, which is right on the Baltic Sea. Looking at the history here. And we didn't really have kings. They called them like rulers. But for 300 years, between 1200 and 1600, we were the largest empire in the European nations, and we stretched from the Baltic Sea all the way down to the Black Sea.
So like Ukraine. Everything from Ukraine all the way up. We actually, officially in our history, have only had one king who actually founded the country in 1252. And after that, basically, we had a lot of grand dukes, which now the historians are arguing whether they were really kings or grand dukes. But we do date back. Lithuanians have actually been around over 1,000 years. So we might be a small tribe, but we're a very old tribe on this planet. And just a little side note to back to what you were talking about, language being one of the oldest. Right now, there was a story that just came out and listed Lithuanian as one of the world's 10 most oldest languages that are currently spoken on the planet, which includes like Latin. And we're not Germanic, we're not Slavic. Like she mentioned earlier, our language originates from Old Sanskrit.
There are in India, there is a dialect in India that can actually understand our language. So a lot of the root words are the same, and it's what? I don't know what the dialect is called. I know it's an Indian dialect. So you know, we're all basically, we all came from the same place. All right, as Linas mentioned, in 2009, Lithuania celebrated 1,000 years of an existence as a country. And the way they determine how old your country is when it first appears in print. So in 2000, in the year 1009, Lithuania appeared in print as officially a country, even though it existed for a long time before that. And it was quite special to be there for that, as well as it was also the inauguration of our first woman president, who is Our Lady of Steel right now, in her second term, and her name is Dalia Grybauskaitė, and if anybody's going to scare Putin, it certainly is going to be her, because she's an iron lady. If you think Margaret Thatcher was an iron lady, this lady is a very, very strong lady, and very, very personable and very humble. To give you an example, we sang, our club here had a choir that we put together so that we could sing in the song festivals. And if I just move back a couple steps here. One of the ways that a culture stays around is through their music and their song and their dance. And through all of the trials and tribulations of our country, with the takeovers of, you know, the Tsars and the Russians and the Soviets and the Germans and everybody else who invaded the country, the one thing that never wavered is our love for song and music and festivals. And as the refugees from World War II came over here after 1949, all these groups were reignited in the United States. And one way we kept our culture alive, because our parents truly believed that someday they would go back to a free country. So they tried to instill in all of us our culture, our language, our schools. You know, it was mandatory that we all learn how to read and write and speak, and they valued everything that they had to leave behind. And the song festivals and the dance festivals is what we call the silent revolution. That was the only way that they could truly express their feelings in a non-free country, is through song. So we had festivals every 4 years for dances, and alternate every 2 years we had song festivals in the United States. So this particular, what I'm showing back here, is the last one that we had in 2012, and it was held in Boston. We had over 1,800 dancers from all over the world, doing the same dances in an auditorium at Boston College. 1984, we were very fortunate to host the 10th Lithuanian Folk Dance Festival here in Cleveland. And we had over 2,000 dancers from all over the world. And that was held at the old Coliseum in Richfield. And we had over 15,000 people that came to see it. It's really quite a sight because the choreography is unbelievable.
I'd like to add